Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen. My name, in case you were missing or haven't tuned into the latest episode, my name is Brandon, aka Worldwide Willis, and I am joined by our very handsome, distinguished, and very informed co-host.
I am Spencer.
And I am Jordan, the monster.
The monster. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Today, we will be speaking about some of our favorite superhero movies, some of our least favorite superhero movies, and then some honorable mentions. Now, before we get into this, there was some criteria. We'll talk about the criteria. Then we will also discuss, of course, Jordan also always has something to say about everything we do, so we will discuss that as well. So Jordan, would you please let these people know what our criteria is for our top 10 most enjoyable superhero movies?
Yeah, so some of the rules that we placed out for this list is that we require it to have a theatrical release. Almost stumbled over that word just now. I was like, what? No, almost.
Yeah, you landed the plane. You landed it.
These big words, man, to begin with.
Turbulence.
So yeah, we required to come out in theaters. So straight to DVD, straight to VHS, straight to Netflix, streaming services. None of that stuff counts. Only has to come out in theaters. We also require that the character has some type of powers, gadgets, or abilities that kind of separate him from the normal humans, something that makes him special. That's another criteria that we kind of require. And I think that's about it. I mean, of course, some of these will be discussed. If we have a movie that, one of us might call into action, then we might have to call it out from there. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, that is the criteria that we require for the movies.
I would also like to add, we are not saying that these are the best movies. We are saying that these are our favorites. Right. I know that I separate the two. I don't know that everybody does, but please know that I am not arguing that these are the best superhero movies. I'm arguing that these are the ones that I enjoyed the most.
Facts. Jordan, if you could lay out for the people your question that you put into our chat as far as a specific character, and you said they shouldn't count on this list. Can you lay that out for us?
Oh, are we getting to this one already with the B-Man?
Yeah. I want the public to hear this.
Okay.
We're gonna open up with it. Okay.
We're opening up with it. So the question was, does Batman count as a superhero? So that was the question. And my argument is no, he does not count as a superhero. He has no powers. He may be in a world of, people with powers, but he himself is just a normal human being with money. And if we are counting him as a superhero, at this point, we might as well call Jeff Bezos Batman.
Jordan, I have a question for you. Is Iron Man a superhero?
Talk that talk.
Iron Man, in fact, is not a superhero. His suit is the superhero. Tony Stark himself is not the superhero.
So are you saying to me that the Iron Man movies are not superhero movies?
This Iron Man movies, they are comic book movies. I don't know if I can call them necessarily
Keep digging this hole.
Movies.
Keep digging this hole. You're getting deeper and deeper.
Is the Punisher a superhero?
I would definitely consider the Punisher a normal human being, and I don't think he counts as a superhero either. This is rough. It's getting pretty rough right now.
Is Punisher part of the Avengers?
He is not part of the Avengers.
He has been.
Everybody's been part of the Avengers now. That's just like the Justice League.
And
everybody's been part of it.
Isn't Batman a part of the Justice League? And what is the Justice League?
Batman's part of Justice Society,
Batman is a part of the Justice League.
One of the founding members.
I don't know where you're trying to go right now.
You're just digging a hole. You have no argument.
He's part of Justice Society. He's JLA. He's the JLI, the Justice League International. I don't know. But yeah, Superman's not Batman is not a superhero. He's just a regular guy. He's a hero, just like the policeman. He's a hero.
Oh,
That's where we want to go.
that's where we want to go.
Yeah. Right. For this argument, I will say Batman is in fact a superhero. This one time, he can be a superhero now. Any other time, he's just a hero. Yeah, any other time, he's just a hero. He just comes.
Batman thoroughly thanks you that he got your approval.
Yes,
of becoming named.
That's what Batman needed. Like, to get through his week, he needed to know that Jordan approved of him. Being called a superhero.
Sometimes you just need that.
Yeah, one of the most popular superheroes of all time.
Probably
remember Superman? I mean,
I'd argue the most popular superhero of all time. Like, I think that he is the most recognizable, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And
the Batman logo is very, very,
and
people know what it is.
If there's anybody out there who agrees with this man, then let us know. For the rest of you who understand how things work, please make that very clear, because while, yes, I will acknowledge Batman does not have superpowers, and in most of his movies, he's with other people who also don't have superpowers. That is true. But Batman be hanging with the best of them.
Yeah.
And Batman, he has earned superhero-ness through the things that he's done and the skills that he has.
He's a hero. Not super, but he's a hero. I'll give you that.
All right. As we transition, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you our top three. What do we say? 3 to 5 worst movies.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we'll give like our dishonorable mentions, some of those that couldn't make that list, and then we'll move over to our top 10 most enjoyable movies, and then we'll also give you some honorable mentions for that as well. So Jordan. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Spencer, would you like to go first on the worst?
Oh, no, Jordan's first.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jordan.
So I'm going to name off, and I'll just kind of name just a few reasons why I dislike these movies. No particular order. Dark Phoenix. It was, for me, that was just such a bad movie. And being as I'm a huge X-Men fan, that movie was just bad.
I know that one hit you personally.
It really did. Like, that one really hurt my soul. I don't understand how that's such an iconic storyline for them to just F it up like they did.
You're allowed to cuss here.
I know, but I just want to say they F'd it up. They really messed that up. The next one I got is Fantastic Four from 2016. That is another movie they royally fucked up. There you go. I said it.
Well, they got it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like anybody who's ever seen that movie, they know that they fucked up. Just from recasting Johnny Storm, making him black, we didn't ask for that. The storyline itself was just trash, just trash. The New Mutants. Have you guys seen that one? The New Mutants?
No, I remember you tried to get me to see that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it, but then I was like, I just don't.
Yeah,
I'm just not interested.
Bad, and you'll kind of get a feel for my list because these are all X-Men related.
Yeah, there's a theme here.
Fox.
Yeah,
all Fox movies.
You're right, because that too. But New Mutants was trash. Only good part of the movie, I would say, is seeing Ileana's powers. Just seeing her do her powers. That's it. Everything else trash. Next movie, Wolverine Origins. I don't even need to get into it. Why that movie was bad? We'll just say Deadpool. A lot of bad in that movie.
That movie was bad for a couple reasons. Like the CGI was really bad, and what they did to Deadpool was just so.
The only good thing I could probably say is maybe good about the movie is the fact that we got to see Gambit, like a live action Gambit, which was pretty cool to see. Other than that, trash. My next movie might be a little controversial. The first Captain America.
Oh, as one of your worst. Okay.
Yeah. Even after my rewatch.
I forgot to tell people, like, some feelings are going to get hurt today.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Oh, we gonna hurt some feelings.
Yeah.
I know I am, and you
Yeah.
just did.
Yeah, I mean that dude. Even
To
after
put
my
that movie,
rewatch, it was
I mean, to
bad.
put it in your bottom 5.
That is ridiculous. That is.
What? Tell me what was good about the movie. What was good about it?
What do you mean? They told
was
the story
boring.
very well. What are you talking? I'm sorry, there wasn't blasters. Like, it was a well-told story. It had a lot of charm. It had, obviously, the historical aspect they got really well. The Red Skull was dope. The suit, you fell in love with, the Agent Carter and Steve Rogers relationship, and like when he dove the joint to the ice. Come on, man! Like,
No, boring, snooze fest.
that,
So yeah,
the fact that is on the fact that's on the list with X-Men or like and all that other bullshit you got on your list, it lets you know your list is wild.
I mean, I
This is
wonder how y'all
wild.
gonna feel about this dishonorable mention. So yeah, that's my 5. I'll just name off real quick: Dark Phoenix, Fantastic Four from 2016, New Mutants, Wolverine Origins, and Captain America: The First Avenger. And then my dishonorable mention is Wonder Woman 84. And the reason that's on my list was I really enjoyed the first Wonder Woman. It was really good.
Yeah.
And the second one, CGI was bad. They shouldn't have kept holding that movie back. They should have just released it when they had the chance to instead of holding it back. It was bad all around. Like, it was not enjoyable at all. So
I agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's mine.
I wanted that movie to be better. It wasn't.
I did too. Just, the first Wonder Woman was so good. It was really good.
They messed up adding that other villain. They should have had just kept it, grounded. They didn't need to do the other villain.
Who was the one they add? The rich dude?
guy, the rich
Maxwell
guy, like
Lord.
that. Yeah,
Okay,
that was
okay.
unnecessary. That was
Yeah,
unnecessary.
I didn't know he was a real character. After I watched the movie, I went to go look him up. So I didn't know that was a real character.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my list. Like I said, Wonder Woman 84. I was highly disappointed, but it didn't make my top 5. It was dishonorable to mention though.
Okay.
Spencer, what you got?
For my worst, it's so funny. I have 5 different movies.
Hey, there you go.
Morbius.
Oh,
yeah. I expected that one. Yeah, I expected that one. I expected that one.
So trash. I just couldn't. It was really bad. Electra.
Oh yeah.
I thought about adding that one to my list. I just haven't seen it in so long. That's why I didn't add it.
Yeah, Electra with Jennifer Gardner. Trash.
Yeah.
Catwoman.
That one was bad.
Halle Berry. Everything about that movie was just so bad. It was garbage.
She looked good though. She looked good.
You're right. She did.
That was the only good part.
And she accepted her Razzie in person. I was like, see, that's a real one. Yeah, that's a champion of the people right there.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3.
Whoa.
I hate that movie. It was so bad.
Whoa.
Total garbage. And for you to whoa, and you said the first Avenger.
I would honestly rather watch Iron Man 3 than Captain America 1.
You're wild.
I would not.
He's in the suit for like, I don't even know if he's in the suit for the entire movie.
He's not. It was still a good movie though.
No, it wasn't. It was not a good movie. How dare you? It was
I love the
terrible
twist.
movie.
I love the twist of the movie.
See?
Oh, it was so garbage. And there are people who like Iron Man 3. And that's what this is. I'm not saying that it was the worst superhero movie. I'm saying that in my opinion, it was hot shit.
Oh man. Not the hot
dog water.
Yes. Yeah, just it was steamy. And Green Lantern.
You don't even have to explain that one.
Yep. Just so bad. Honorable mentions, Fantastic Four.
The 2016 one?
Yep.
Yeah, that one was just so
now,
bad.
The only reason that wasn't in my 5 is because that 10 minutes of Doctor Doom we got, I was like, okay, this I want to see some more of. Like,
you got close.
Where's this? I would have seen a second movie if I would have known that Doctor Doom was going to be in it.
Yeah.
And so that's why it is honorable mention. But like everything else about it, awful.
Yeah.
And X-Men Apocalypse. I hated X-Men Apocalypse more than I hated Dark Phoenix. They were both really bad.
Really bad.
X-Men Apocalypse, it was just trash, but it wasn't trash enough to crack the bottom 5.
Yeah. Let me pitch this to y'all real quick. I'm surprised you didn't put Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action. Do you guys count that as a superhero?
It's not comic book based, but that doesn't really matter. Technically, I guess
He saves the
that
world.
would fall under the criteria, but I just didn't consider that one. Yeah, like it was I wouldn't call that a superhero movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't technically either, but then it's also it's not a comic book movie either.
No, it is not. It's just a trash ass movie.
Trash.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, just like Dragon Ball Evolution, like
ass.
That movie was that's one of the worst movies I've seen across any genre.
I 100% agree with you. Once I've seen him blow candles out with the Kamehameha, I was like, I'm done, bro. This is crazy. You just took the best move probably ever created and you just blew out candles with it. Like that's ass, bro.
Total garbage. And so yeah, like I don't know. I'd call that like a live action cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, Kim Possible, there are superpowered people in Kim Possible's world, but I don't think superhero when I think Kim Possible, but she would technically maybe qualify.
She's Disney's Batman. The Disney Channel's Batman.
Okay.
She don't have superpowers, but people in her world have superpowers. That sounds like a crazy argument, huh?
Oh, I've heard the internet say that Kim Possible and Batman have the same powers, and you know, let's not get into that because there's a lot of shit that Kim Possible just isn't ready for.
Yeah, she's not ready to take little kids and turn them into little man warriors.
Here you go with this.
she's not ready for that. She's not ready to just destroy lives, huh?
Yeah, she's not. And I'm not going to argue the Batman didn't do that because there's some, there's some adoptions that could have gone a little better.
Yeah.
However, if Kim Possible was on the Justice League, wouldn't go well for her.
True.
And, you know, if Kim Possible was adopted by Batman, she would be one of the baddest there ever was.
I mean, seems like Barbara Gordon was the Kim Possible before she got her ass beat. Literally.
She got shot.
She got her ass beat. That's getting shot.
She got shot. I would not consider getting your ass beat and getting shot the same thing. No.
I'm just saying they took out 2 legs and they put her on wheels, bro. They took her out.
She got shot.
Should have been better. Kim Possible wouldn't have got shot.
Kim Possible would have died.
You're probably right. But enough of that.
Brandon, please.
Yeah, enough of that. What you got, Brandon?
All right. I'm going a little different. I'm going kind of outside MCU for the most part, even on my main list too. So my top 5 worst, and this I'm going old school. I'm showing my age. Number 1, Steel.
Damn,
that movie was really bad.
Yeah, 1997. Shaquille O'Neal played the DC character Steel. It was bad. The costume was bad, and these honestly, some of these on my worst list, I fully enjoyed at the time, like thoroughly enjoyed.
Oh yeah, the George Clooney Batman at the time.
Oh yeah, Batman.
Yeah, because
love that movie.
What killed the dinosaurs?
Yeah,
the Ice Age. It was bullshit, but I liked it then.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, Steel is awful. Number 2, Justice League. Not the Snyder Cut, the regular.
I was going to say.
Yeah, not the Snyder Cut.
I knew he didn't mean the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, Snyder Cut was solid. Regular Justice League, just didn't do it. Didn't capture the feel of the Justice League whatsoever. It was ruined the charm of it.
It was rushed.
It was rushed. Yeah, it was put in the microwave when it they have so many deep roster that they could have used. They could have just expanded it so much further, but they just threw some people together and then messed up some of their actual like relationships and actual personalities. Like I didn't like it. The way they made Aquaman just a bro. I was like, nah, I'm straight.
Yeah, I still think the coolest thing in that movie was when Barry Allen was like running around Superman, and Superman was like
Yeah, that's the dopest part.
slowly
Yeah.
turning his head. That was really cool.
Yeah, they could have fixed that movie by just making Superman the villain,
Yeah,
and they would have been fine. Like they didn't have to go all Steppenwolf and all that. Just make Superman the villain until the end. He comes back, and then you can move on to the next movie. Number 3. This is I'm pulling this out. Blank Man with Damon Wayans. I believe it came out in 94.
that's funny.
I forgot that was a thing.
That is funny.
Yes, Blank Man is trash, but I had a good ass time.
Yeah,
It was hilarious. It was basically they call it, the description on IMDb is a simpleton inventor becomes a superhero with a bulletproof costume and a low budget. If you like, just Google Blank Man, Damon Wayans. It is hilarious.
I remember it vaguely.
I was like, I
Yeah.
probably haven't seen it since I was little.
Like,
I haven't
he's-
seen it probably since like 99, 98.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
I saw it around the same time I saw like Space Jam.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
think like early Batman, like when it was like really goofy, but just put it in a like black dude. He has like I forgot what his little gun thing. I think it was a sponge. I can't remember, but like he would shoot it and then hit stick against the wall, and he's like, hilarious. It was all low budget. It was hilarious. Number 4. I'm also going back. Meteor Man. Meteor Man was hilarious. It was so bad. The Golden Lords. Everybody wanted to have the Golden Lords haircut back then. Outstanding. It was like a fun movie. It was set in Harlem. It was bad as far as CGI and all that stuff, but it was a good time. Number 5, Iron Man 3. Spencer already
Oh my
explained.
gosh, you guys
it was
with the
trash.
Iron Man 3 thing.
Trash.
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah, it's awful. I rewatched it, and I will say I did like it more because I did enjoy the relationship between the boy and Tony. But still, like I came to see Iron Man. Like I didn't come to see his suits just flying around, 30 suits flying around, and then some villain who just lights his hands up. I don't even know what that was.
And that's the thing. The Mandarin was set up to be a really great villain. Like it was like, okay, they're finally doing this and it's going to go well. And then it just ended up being yet another motherfucker who was jealous of Tony.
See, I like that. I enjoyed the twist because I love the way they built it up, making think it was going to be the Mandarin. And then they just pulled it out from under us.
Trash. Disrespected the cartoon. The 90s cartoon. My honorable mention is Transformers Age of Extinction. That movie was garbage, and it was 2 hours and 45 minutes long. I promise you, I thought it ended at least 5 times.
Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that movie ended at least 5 times. They introduced a little the dinos sort of. I was like, oh, okay, it's over, and then it was a whole nother hour. So it was just like, all right, like that movie, that was probably the worst of the series of movies.
How do y'all feel about like? Do y'all like Transformers? Like in general, how do y'all feel about Transformers?
I love Transformers. Yeah,
I'm indifferent. Like it's fine.
I enjoy Transformers. I remember I used to watch the cartoon a lot. Like that was like one of my go-to
Which one?
back in the day. Well, the original one, I think the one that came out in the 80s.
Like the 80s, yeah. Okay.
I like that one a lot. And then they used to have another one on Cartoon Network. I think it was Transformers Prime.
I was the Beast. It was a Beast Wars.
Yeah, so that you're probably talking one when they had like, I think it was like Chitara. It was like with the cheetah, and they also had like the pterodactyl. Yeah,
yep,
I remember
Beast
that one.
Wars. Yep, that was my favorite one. That's why I'm excited about the one coming out next year, because that'll be like Optimus Primal and like Cheetor and Rhinox and all those. Yeah. But yeah, I love that cartoon. But yeah. All right, we ready for we want to do top 10 or honorables first?
We'll do top 10 up to 2. Honorable mentions number 1.
Okay. Sounds good. Jordan, you want to go ahead?
Yeah.
Most enjoyable, by the way.
So this is what this is in your heart. And
exactly.
Even though we're gonna tell you you're wrong, you're not wrong, because this is
I think I got
in your heart.
I think I got a pretty fire list. You know, I feel like I
there are a
can't
lot
go
of
wrong.
really good superhero movies. And again, I know for a fact I'm hurting feelings today.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Well, my number 10 is X-Men 2. I really enjoyed the X-Men 2, you know, the second one that came out after the first one, obviously. But the storyline to that one was really good, and I enjoyed seeing the more characters kind of appear. So we got to see Iceman more. We got to see the relationship between him and Rogue start to form. We got to see obviously more Wolverine. And
Boy,
I don't know.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Nightcrawler. I mean, yeah, and Nightcrawler is actually I like Nightcrawler a lot. Just his whole backstory and the way he looks versus to the way he actually is, because he's a very religious person, but when people see him, they think he's a demon. And
Mhm.
he's
Because
I
he was
really
born of a
believe he's
demon.
the heart. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I really think he's the heart of the X-Men team. So it's very good seeing him. So yeah,
Because
X-Men 2.
that opening scene in X2, like whenever Nightcrawler was in the White House,
Oh yeah, that was fire.
I was
That
like,
was one of
yeah, I
the
was
best superhero.
that
Scenes
was one of the best
ever.
opening scenes in a movie. Like
Yeah,
it
right.
was so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very well executed. And that's the
So,
thing. The X-Men is very hit and miss.
oh
And
yeah.
they hit that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then when Stryker or no, Magneto and Charles had to work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. X-Men 2, good times, good times. Spencer, what's your number 10?
Number 10 is Endgame.
Oh,
Ooh, okay.
already
Starting off
10?
hot.
That is crazy. Your list better be
Yeah.
fire, bro. That's all I know.
Well, that's the thing. You're probably not going to agree with
I
what
guess
I
it's
have to say.
It's your list, huh?
This is what's in my heart. This is what I enjoyed. Endgame was great. If you saw it, it was great. There was a lot going on. There are a couple of things that's like, huh, that's the decision okay, that's cool. But yeah, the movie had a bunch of crying moments, a bunch of impactful moments, a bunch of funny moments. I mean, it was 3 hours and change. I think it was a very satisfying like final step to what they had been building up to for the most part. Yeah, it was a great movie.
I would say that is probably the first time and only time I think I actually shed a tear in an MCU movie. The whole Tony Stark scene that
Wow.
was made. I'm wilding for that
That's the first.
because I express my emotions. Or
I'm saying that's the first.
yeah. Before that, when was another chance?
There were a lot of crying moments before that.
Well,
there were a lot of people when Spider-Man was getting dusted. People cried then, because what almost got me in Infinity War, whenever T'Challa showed up and was like, "This is no time to die," and then he disappeared. I was like, "Oh, not the king."
Yeah, but you know, but you didn't shed a tear.
I have never shed a tear at a movie. That's the thing.
Oh,
like
too big of a big man, huh?
Well, no, I just have no soul.
I guess I can do it too, huh?
I feel like I cried in I don't know if this is before or after. I feel like it's maybe before Endgame, but Guardians of the Galaxy 2. When when Peter Quill was, what's my dude's name? Yondu. That whole moment when he was Peter Mary Poppins, y'all.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. He was like, I'm your, like when they was having like the son dad moment.
Yeah.
Got me, bro. And I wasn't even expecting it. Like, I'm not even the biggest fan of that movie, but that part got me, snuck up on me.
Yeah. Dang.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that one didn't get me. But Brandon, what's your number 10?
All right, number 10. Again, I'm going off the top rope with these. I'm coming a little different. Number 10, most enjoyable, and one of my favorite movies growing up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. Like,
that's a classic.
It's a classic. It was honestly a game changer, just the way the effects were done. Like, you actually, and the fight choreography was amazing. And just like, especially as a kid, like, sometimes you watch a movie, you're like, ooh, that's rough. Like, the costumes are rough. And like, obviously, going back to 1990, watching it now, you're like, cool, but like, there's this little, odd areas of the movie. But overall, they hit the they captured everything you wanted from the animated series, but then added the live action feel to it. It was just an outstanding movie. I used to watch that movie. I watched all three of the trilogy all the time, but that's like the favorite one of all of them.
So I got to pitch the question to you. Does the Ninja Turtles count as superheroes?
Absolutely.
I would say yes, because those are not regular people.
Yeah, their story is like quintessential superhero type of story.
I mean, and along with the fact that, you know, they are a parody of Daredevil, they're mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
right.
Like those aren't regular dudes.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of as a superhero, but I also, like I said, I wanted to pitch the question because it's also counts as a comic book movie as well. But it's a bit of both.
Also, probably the movie that made me like pizza's my favorite food, and that's probably the movie that made me
Lock
love
that in.
pizza. Yeah, pretty much was like, damn, all right,
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. Them pizzas, they made them look
Bruh.
good.
Look at them, good as hell. It was New York style too.
I ain't never seen that much cheese on some pizzas. Like, damn.
It was just keep going, just keep separating it.
Yeah.
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 All right, what's your number 9?
All right, number 9. My number 9 is Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. So Ghost Rider 2. I really enjoy Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is one of those sleeper characters that I don't talk about enough.
That movie almost made it to my bottom list.
Bruh, that it was closer to my bottom. I never even crossed my mind to go.
It was bad, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah, okay. I'll admit that. Like, it was bad, but this is my list and it brought me enjoyment.
Love Ghost Rider, so
that's important.
Even,
yeah, like,
that's what I said.
That's what I said.
That's a character who I think I sleep on a lot. I don't talk about Ghost Rider enough, and I really like his power set. Like, I love the whole penance stare. Like, I love that. I love the fact that whatever he touches, he can turn into a vehicle. And in the movie, we see him touch that huge machine or whatever it was, and basically turn into his hell cycle. The funniest moment in the movie has to be when he was pissing out fire. Like, that was hands down like a crazy scene that I've ever seen. The villain was a little weak to me, but I enjoyed everything else about the movie.
He doesn't have great villains, but
yeah. And I also he just looks so badass. Like, Ghost Rider, his design is just so tight. Like, everything. I love the chain. I love the motorcycle. Yeah, I like this character a lot. So Ghost Rider 2 for me.
Also,
what's up?
Real quick, I will suggest to people who are reading comics, check out Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is a great story that Donny Cates made. It was one of my favorites. It made me kind of fall in love with Ghost Rider. It's a different type of Ghost Rider. It's actually Frank Castle.
No, I was gonna tell you, don't spoil it.
I mean, they say it at the beginning. They say it at the beginning.
No, but they don't reveal who it was in the beginning until like a little bit. You spoil it.
It's maybe like 2 issues, but you get the point. But yeah, it's an outstanding story. Like, he becomes Galactus's herald. Yeah, it's an outstanding story. Like, it's hilarious too, and he actually tries to go find Thanos as a baby, and it's hilarious. So yeah, I would highly suggest. It's one of my favorite comics ever. So yeah.
Another really cool design for a Ghost Rider. But yeah, when they revealed that was Frank Castle, he was like, "Oh shit!" Like, he's
it changed the game for me. Yeah, it was dope. It was dope.
All right.
Number 9 for me, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Damn. Ooh,
okay.
The nostalgia that they hit me with in that movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I was pretty confident that we were going to see Toby and Andrew, but when I saw Daredevil, that's the moment I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe!" How did you do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
Yeah.
After watching the second time, like, I took off my nostalgia glasses, and outside of seeing Toby and Andrew in the movie, Daredevil was definitely the big one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I haven't watched it without my nostalgia glasses, but I enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed that movie because we got to see, everybody come back. Let me tell you, Willem Dafoe was shooting for an Oscar in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, he was amazing. He was amazing as Green Goblin again.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe was trying to get. He was working on an Oscar in that movie.
He was in his bag.
Yeah. When Aunt May died,
Oh,
I was sad. I definitely, whenever she was like, okay, let's go home, I was like, oh, she's not gonna die. And then she just fell. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
I remember seeing it. Me and Brandon would go in the theaters to go see it with a group, and I remember one of the girls next to us, like I can see her crying, like when that whole Aunt May scene happened. I was like, damn.
I still haven't seen that scene. I went to the bathroom during that scene.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Well,
That's what I was drinking too much damn water and too much soda.
well, this
You gotta
is
hold that.
well. I knew it was gonna happen. Like the storytelling, the cue was when actually I was like, oh damn, I got in the bathroom. Then when she said, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I was like, she dying. I'm going. I'm good. Like I knew.
Yeah,
I knew she was, when she said the line, the Uncle Ben line. That's when I knew she was gonna die. And then yeah, when she got up, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, May's gonna make it.
Yeah, when she said, I'm okay, I'm okay," because people always say that, like when they got a big ass blood stain on their in their stomach.
I'll be okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm just like, yeah, she dying.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I got up out of there.
Yeah, whenever she was like, let's go home.
Yeah.
They got me because I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna make it. Okay.
With the all clear
again.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the fact that Tom was about to kill him.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
He's putting
Tom,
paws on him.
Yeah, Tom, Green Goblin, and Green Goblin was just smiling at him.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, so yeah, Tom was about to end that man.
Right.
And if Toby hadn't been there,
who knows what happened?
Happened. I know exactly what would have happened.
Yeah, he would have murked him.
Yeah, he would have finished him off.
That's another movie, and maybe I'm just a crier, but bro, when they was all on top of the roof, and he started talking about, was it Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man? Like he started talking about MJ, and he started talking about like
Gwen Stacy and how.
Gwen,
Oh yeah,
and like
he was like,
I
stopped pulling my punches.
Yeah, exactly. Like he talked about. Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's some shit,
bro.
Like,
I was like,
I want to see that movie.
Right.
Yeah, because I want to see the movie where he stopped pulling his punches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was able to save it. The conversations they were having, like I was
really
about Avengers. That's great. What's that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that a band?
Yeah. That was pretty good.
That was so funny. The whole like, yeah, I just make my webs, and they were both like, what?
Yeah,
so they were asking the question like,
everybody comes out of your body,
like where else can it come from? Like,
yeah, like all those conversations, like they were all so good.
Yeah, shout out to the writing staff. They killed it on that movie. Like they hit, like Jordan said, they hit everything we wanted to know. Every conversation we kind of want to hear between them three, they hit. Yeah. I was like, and honestly, I was like, shit, I'm cool if the rest of the movie is just these three just chopping it up,
bantering. Yeah, like exactly. I just want to see them have coffee.
That's when you got to buy the Blu-rays. You remember on Blu-rays, you got the behind the scenes, they got the other little stuff they on there.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is my number 9.
Okay. Number 9 for me is Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, Volume 1. It is one of the more fun movies, and it kind of made me fall in love with the like galactic cosmic space, right? Because up to this point, superhero movies were kind of stuck and grounded, a little more grounded. It may have been a little more superhero-ish, but it was grounded to Earth. Whereas this, it was dope to see a movie like, we're going to different planets. We're going to bars on different planets. We're seeing different random ass aliens. We're seeing Peter Quill have issues with girls from, or whatever they're called, on different, you know what I mean?
Different planets, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, yo, what the hell? You didn't call me back. He's like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And obviously the music, I love music, so soundtracks are a big key to me. So obviously I had that part. And then just the fact that they had the balls to use Guardians of the Galaxy, which in the comics is not a popular group, like it isn't a popular team. Yeah. But the fact that they did that, pulled it off, made you love every character on their own. Yeah, it was a movie that kind of opened. Honestly, when I was talking about Cosmic Ghost Rider, like I kind of started delving into that side of comics, the cosmic side, just because Guardians. And I was like, damn, like there's all these stories you can tell outside of Earth. You know what I mean? So yeah, Guardians 1, Volume 1 is one of my most enjoyable.
I think for me, Guardians definitely made me care about Rocket and Groot. Like I've never cared about those characters. And
Right.
now I'm just like, oh yeah, I like Rocket and Groot. Like I enjoy
Right.
them, and I like seeing Peter like try to give his heroic speech, and then somebody just like interrupts.
Yeah, you're getting disrespected at
Yeah,
all
just they
times.
just straight disrespect him. Like it's
Yeah,
funny. I
yeah,
was playing through Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I've been replaying
yeah,
with my daughter,
yeah.
and there's a cutscene there where Peter is giving his big speech, and then Luke Cage's phone just started ringing. And he's like, "What the hell, man? I'm in the middle of my speech." He's like, "I only get one or two of those a year." He's like, "You just messed it up." He's like, "My bad, man." But yeah, it made me care about those characters. So
Yeah,
yeah, I enjoyed the first Guardians.
yeah. So number 8.
Okay, so for my number 8, this one's gonna go. It's gonna show my other side of me, my anime side.
Oh
This was a
God.
theatrical release. This is going to be My Hero Academia World Mission, which is like the most recent My Hero movie that came out.
I knew a My Hero movie would be on your list.
Yeah, and let me tell you, this movie was fire. Just to see Deku and Todoroki, like, and Bakugo just all going at these villains, and they're like putting on a show, like they're unleashing their full potential, all their powers. Man, the movie, it was such a great movie. And they did a really good job with the villain. Basically, the villain is someone who can't be touched, like you physically can't touch him. He created like almost like mirrors around him that would protect him. And Deku basically went, 100% of what he normally could go. He went beyond it and was just throwing hands in that movie. But definitely, and also they put on, because this was like world mission. Normally, My Hero sticks to Japan. This one showed heroes from all over the world, so you got to see what heroes look like in Egypt. You got to see what heroes look like in America, just in all these different countries, and they were just putting on a real show. And the fight between Bakugo and those like twin things, it was just so amazing. And yeah, Brian, I know you haven't seen it. Spencer, have you seen it?
No,
Yeah, I recommend this movie. Like I said, it's a third movie, but you don't
I
have
haven't.
to have any of the
I was gonna say I
movies.
haven't watched the most recent season, and that's why I didn't want to watch it, because I wanted to be caught up before I got into any movies.
Yeah, for this one at least, it takes place like right at the beginning, I think, of season 4 or 5. One of them is right at the beginning, but also these movies aren't canon, so
Right.
Yeah. And I know that about anime movies, but
yeah,
I didn't
there's
want to.
very few that are canon.
I didn't want to like accidentally see a character that they haven't introduced yet, or
Yeah. Oh, they
like,
do. Yeah, they do introduce Deku. He gains some other powers, and so they do kind of do put a display of these new powers that he gained.
yeah. So that's why I haven't yet, just because I haven't watched season 5. I don't think.
Yeah, season 6 comes out pretty soon too. I think I think it's next month.
There are too many shows.
Yeah, too many shows, not enough time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 8. I had
like,
to get an anime one in there.
Having kids, there's not enough time.
But I tell people that all the time, like, man, once you have kids, you better say about it that time until they get a little bit older.
Thanks.
Yeah. Number 8 for me is Deadpool.
Okay.
The first one.
I can see that.
They did it right. They let Ryan Reynolds have his way, and Ryan Reynolds, that man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is one of my favorite famous people. Like, I love Ryan Reynolds, and he got to, do the movie he wanted, and they gave him a modest budget, which they made fun of.
Right.
And so yeah, it was so good. It was hilarious. It was
Rated R.
Yeah, it was rated R, like it needed to be.
Yeah, that was the first time.
He he did it right. And I thought I just really enjoyed that movie. It was very good.
I think that movie definitely changed the way people see comic book movies, because it was rated R.
Right.
And the things that they got to do in that movie opened it up for movies like, Logan and Venom, like, to be rated R and show that they can go beyond just a simple PG-13.
Venom wasn't rated R, and that was a part of the problem.
Oh, I thought Venom the first one was rated R. I thought it was.
It should have been. And had it been, it would have been better. But because it wasn't, that was a part of the problem.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was rated R the whole time.
Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Yeah,
that should have been on my bottom list. I'm actually glad you guys brought that up.
The second Venom was really just disappointing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Both. I like Carnage, but yeah, the movie was bad.
Yeah. I'm a big Venom guy. They just destroyed those. Yeah. Deadpool though, I will say Deadpool and Deadpool 2, probably the most like truly X-Men film, like X-Men feeling films I've ever seen. Like truly, like I just felt like, okay, this feels like X-Men, especially 2. But yeah, like I feel like Deadpool did a better job of anybody of like actually capturing what an X-Men movie is.
He definitely caught the feeling of who Deadpool is for sure. Like
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds killed that as Deadpool.
And that's the thing. When I saw Blade Trinity, I knew then. I was like, oh yeah, this is Deadpool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Because and Blade Trinity is a lot in a lot of people's worst lists, but I enjoyed Blade Trinity. It didn't make any numbers,
Yeah.
but I like that movie, and that's
I
probably
enjoyed all three. Yeah.
that's probably just because of Ryan Reynolds and the fact that Triple H was in it. But yeah, like I'm not saying it was good, but I liked it when I saw it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Number 8 for me, we were talking about it earlier. Transformers, the first one though. The first one I thoroughly enjoyed. Came out with 7. With Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. They nailed the Optimus Prime voice. Outstanding. That one actually had like stakes. It actually had a good story. It wasn't just stuff blowing up for no reason.
Michael Bay explosions.
Yeah,
I love Michael Bay explosions.
It's tough for me because it's like Michael Bay made Bad Boys, so I'm like, that's probably my favorite movie of all time. So
Bad Boys 2 is my favorite movie.
So yeah, I gotta give him a little grace.
Michael Bay explosion.
Yeah, but we know like stuff gonna blow up, and it can be for no reason at all. Just stuff gonna blow up in the background.
That is correct.
Yeah. So, but this one it seems like really well. Now they kind of threw all the Transformers lore. That's what I loved about Bumblebee. That really kind of captured the lore again. But
that's the only one I didn't see.
Bro, it's really good. Honestly, that's probably the best Transformers movie.
Yeah, I need to watch that one.
Yeah, but this one was really good. Obviously, made a ton of money, and then they made 13 more movies. It felt like, but this one kind of captured what Transformers is, and then the action obviously was dope. But after that, it just started to become a joke.
And Bumblebee had Kate Bishop in it, didn't it?
Oh, did it?
I think that's from what I remember. The commercials. I'm pretty sure that was Get to Be a Show.
Yeah, it was Seinfeld. It was dope because it was set in the 80s. Literally open scene. Honestly, the opening scene of Bumblebee is the most Transformer stuff you will ever see. Like it was straight out of the comic book, straight out of the old anime series. Like the way they were put together and all that. It was outstanding. So I would suggest Bumblebee, but for my number 8, I got Transformers 1.
I would say I do like the way for not Bumblebee, but for the Transformers series, like I like that they updated the cars because now it made me think about when I see a Camaro on the road, I'm like, damn, what if we just transform right now?
Right, yeah.
And there are a lot of people who will put a Transformers sticker on their car.
Yeah.
Anybody with Camaro, I always see it.
I thought about getting a Transformers tattoo back in the day, low key, like
get a little Decepticon.
Yeah,
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, Starscream.
Yeah, and then obviously the iconic sound.
The choo.
Yeah, like that's one of the most fire sound effects ever. So yeah.
That was like my ring. That was like my text message ringtone for like a while in my freshman year in college. Yeah,
and actually, I've been thinking about what y'all's text tone is going to be on my phone. That's a contender.
Yeah,
hey, I'll take it. I love Transformers. I'll take it.
But... So, I hadn't decided which y'all because y'all are going to need a text tone in my phone.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's on the list.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay,
so was 7.
My number 7. And there's nobody going to be complaining about this movie. At least it shouldn't be. Hancock.
I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were going to say something else. All right.
No. Hancock was a fun movie. And it was just so fun to kind of see this drunk superhero, try his best to, I don't know, be great. And then the thing that ended up holding. Well, I was at the thing that's holding him back was like this white woman. And I thought that was like so freaking funny. I thought that was so funny.
That's what you got out of that?
Bro, it's so crazy. It's like he got so close to this white woman. It was made him so much
and lost his powers.
Yes. That was so freaking funny to me, man. The further he got away from the stroke.
He was an asshole for that part.
Yeah, man. But it was just funny just to see him just drunk and belligerent, just don't give a damn about nothing, about no one, and just doing his own thing.
And I really like Jason Bateman. So
Yeah.
like the three of them, I like Will Smith, Jason Bateman, and Charlize. Like
love
that was a good choice. But yeah,
Hancock was so fun though.
Hancock's a good one.
I'm surprised they never made a second one either. I really want them to do a second one.
I don't know how well it did.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know money wise if it made that, because the budget probably was high because all the effects,
star power in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll get like a Hancock remake with somebody else, and they could do a little bit more with it.
Because I'd like to see an origin story.
Yeah. Exactly.
For Hancock, but okay. Number 7, The Dark Knight.
Ooh, I know people got mad at that one.
I respect it. It's not on my list, so I respect it.
I mean, it's a great movie. We all know that Heath Ledger put that movie on his back and carried it to the promised land.
Facts. LeBron style, yep.
Yeah, like it was it was a good story. Like it was almost not a superhero movie, like almost.
That's my only issue with it. Yeah, you're right.
You could have just told that story. But yeah, it was really good. Harvey Dent's descent into darkness.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that, like, because I don't know if I thought Rachel was gonna die. Like, I don't know if when I watched it I knew that, but like when she died, I was like, oh shit.
I was surprised. I remember that.
So yeah. Yeah, I mean, and again, Heath Ledger.
Yeah, he set the standards for Joker.
R.I.P.
Yeah, like he ruined other people's like ability to do the like that. He's the line, and
the reason we got eight of them right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, and it's not fair to compare, but it's gonna happen. There's not really a way around it, and there are a lot of different versions of the Joker. So we should not be comparing Jared Leto's Joker to Heath Ledger's Joker. Those are very different Jokers, but we still do, and it's just how it's got to be.
Yeah.
So
there's some characters like that. It's like the actor did that amazing of a job where you can see no other person being that person.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, I think that Johnny Depp did a movie called like The Bank Job, where he was just like himself. He wasn't himself, but he wasn't in makeup. Like, because I'm used to Johnny Depp being like in makeup and being like transformed into a different person, and I'm used to Heath Ledger, 10 Things I Hate About You. Right, so I was like, why is Johnny Depp in this bank movie, and why is the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You going to be the Joker? Why didn't y'all switch that? And then the movie came out, and I was like, okay, all right. I didn't see the audition tapes, so y'all knew something I didn't. That's fine. So yeah, The Dark Knight.
I like it. Number 7 for me is Blade 1. Blade, the fight choreography in that movie was so fire. Like, and just seeing Blade on the screen, like Wesley Snipes got in his bag.
Oh yeah,
got in his bag on that one. Like the swordsmanship, the fighting, the story. Like, yeah, it's ahead of its time. Honestly, doesn't get enough respect that it deserves as far as starting the kind of the superhero movie genre as far as like MCU and Marvel's concerned.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was the first successful Marvel movie.
Yeah, I didn't even. And back then, I didn't even know it was a Marvel movie. I just thought Blade was just something that they made up. Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, I think Ultimate Alliance is how I knew Blade was Marvel.
I think that's when I found out as well.
I knew because the Spider-Man animated series, but
see, that makes sense. But yeah, like I think Ultimate Alliance. I was like, oh, is this the same Blade?
Yeah,
as Wesley Snipes. Oh, I thought that Blade was a vampire movie, not a comic book superhero movie.
Got it. That's how good it was, right?
This was like because I loved me some vampires. And so like I thought it was just a really good vampire movie. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Black vampires. We don't see that a lot. I like it.
Exactly. And he was doing them dirty, just slicing them up, just
He was
blowing them up.
Because that was rated R, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'm
That's a
pretty
good
sure.
question.
I'm pretty sure it was because I feel like I remember some F-bombs.
It was. You're right.
Yeah.
It was.
And it needed to be. But yeah,
I feel like I need to go back and watch that. It's been a long time.
It's
I do
so
too.
good.
Like I think that last time I saw any of them, I may have been a teenager.
Sanaa Lathan's in it.
I probably ain't seen it since like 2000.
Yeah, so yeah, that there are too many. There's too much.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to be at my parents' house and catch it on TV one day.
Yeah, got to go into quarantine again and just start slamming through.
It's on HBO Max. If you
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I have to add it to the list then.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So what are we on, number 6?
Yep.
My number 6 actually goes to Deadpool 2.
Okay.
I actually enjoy Deadpool 2 more than Deadpool 1, but only because, like, obviously I've stated before, I'm a huge fan of mutants. And in Deadpool 2, we got to see a lot more mutants.
Mm-hmm.
And old girl from Atlanta, I don't know her real
Zulzy
name.
Beats.
Yeah.
I love Zulzy.
She killed it as Blink. She killed it as Blink.
She was Domino, but
I was gonna say,
I'm tripping
Domino because she has the
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she killed as Domino, and it was just such a funny thing just seeing those two characters kind of go at each other. And then also we got to see Colossus, which looked freaking amazing. Cable looked amazing.
Whenever
Love Cable.
The actual cast of First Class.
Oh, it appeared in the background.
They made that cameo. Like it was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Didn't we get Juggernaut?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say that next.
The Juggernaut.
That was absolutely amazing to see that big ass dude playing Juggernaut.
Yes. That's why I said that movie felt like an X-Men movie. Like more than anything, it just felt like an X-Men movie. They didn't try to lessen Juggernaut like they did in the other X-Men movies.
Oh, X-Men
it was
3,
big as I think it was big as hell.
Yeah, as he should be.
Yeah,
as he should be.
Inappropriately sized.
Exactly. He was the for real threat.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
I just love seeing Deadpool kind of interact with all the other characters in the world. And yeah, like I said, I definitely enjoyed Deadpool 2.
I need to watch that again.
The little Negasonic
Warhead.
I love her.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Great name, by the way.
Yeah.
Like
Negasonic Teenage Warhead, I think was her name. And
And also it's so funny. We thought we were about to get introduced to X-Force and they just get straight obliterated.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. That's a twist that works.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And like Domino was fine. And Deadpool was steady talking that he was talking so much shit about her as she was just doing well. Like, you do not have a superpower. Luck is bullshit. Like he was going in.
It was just super fun. And then also just the normal dude who made the X-Force team. He's like, he was just a normal dude. He shouldn't even been there. That was just such a funny moment, man.
Like, I just saw the ad, and
Also, was it Ben Affleck?
Who was Brad
Pitt?
Brad Pitt. That super quick cameo. Yeah, it was just Deadpool 2 was just such a fun movie.
So really, I need to rewatch that.
Yeah,
it's on Hulu, I believe.
Oh, okay. Bet.
I know the first Deadpool is.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your number 6, Spencer?
Number 6, Winter Soldier.
Oh, I respect it. I'll let you finish. Do your thing.
Winter Soldier is really good. Like I was shocked at how good it was. Now, to Jordan's point, whenever I watch Captain America, the First Avenger, I'm not gonna say that it was a bad movie, but I can agree, like I see why he said it was boring. So after seeing that, I was like, I don't need to see the second one. But Civil War was coming out, and I was like, I can't not know what's going on. So I watched Captain America Winter Soldier, and I was pissed at how good it was. I was like, didn't nobody tell me that this phenomenal spy thriller came out? Didn't nobody say nothing to me when I said, no, I'm not seeing that shit? It was so good.
So good.
I was so mad that I was only just now seeing, or that I was only just then seeing it. Like, it took me, the reason I saw it is because the sequel was coming out and I refused to not do my homework and not know what's going on. Like, I was not about to walk into Civil War confused and missing stuff. But
Winter Soldier, you'd be like, where's Shield?
Winter Soldier was really good.
Yeah, I remember the elevator scene with Cap.
Anybody want to get off?
Yeah, that was good.
I was like, oh, this is about to, the choreography that they're, and this is a tight space. I couldn't wait. Like, I started to get tense. I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Is anybody getting off? I feel like somebody's gonna get off.
Yeah.
And they all were like, we're doing this.
Yeah, from beginning to end, like, they did an amazing job.
The fight choreography was good at the beginning when he was fighting Batroc.
Yeah,
I mean, just from then, like,
so Black Widow's just in the background, just watching, watching. Oh, didn't he put the shield down? They went hand to hand, huh?
Yeah, George St. Pierre. Yep.
Yeah, he was like, all right,
yeah,
let's do this.
I'll touch on that later, but great choice. Great choice. Number 6 for me, Black Panther.
The Black
Panther. I actually watched this the other day, and just flows so well. Like, you could throw that on whenever. Outstanding, like, technology. Outstanding, like, one of the best, like, origin movies in the MCU in general.
Totally
it's obviously one of the top ones, but, like, just origin stories, they did right by Ryan Coogler, killed it, of course. They did right by Wakanda. They did really well of, like, T'Challa, obviously the star, but there's so much other stuff going on.
Oh,
like,
man.
I love
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, M'Baku, like,
they did really good with Killmonger. Like,
excellent villain.
Outstanding villain. One of the top ones ever.
Yeah.
You literally was sitting there like, man, my nigga got a point though.
That's the problem. I was sitting there like,
yeah.
Bro, he's spitting facts though. Like,
yeah, bro. I was watching
whose side am I on right now?
I was watching the other day. I was like, damn, what if, because it was that last plane that was trying to leave Wakanda and the one dude is chasing it down and Shuri's helping him. I'm like, what if that would have got out? Like, what if they would have dropped them off to
how life would have been
Oakland or somewhere, and then we would have been, it would have been straight, or Atlanta or somewhere, it would have been straight. But man, that movie, just every character killed their part, everyone. And so, like,
Okoye,
Dora Milaje, they did right.
I love the Dora Milaje.
Love it. One of the greatest, like, ideas in comics history to me, like, just a female fighting force, elite fighting force.
Yeah, and the door in Captain Falcon,
best scene.
The Dora Milaje embarrassed that man. It was so good.
Soup. His arm just fell off, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about John Marshall Walker.
Yeah. Talking about that one. Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah, U.S. agent. Like, they had him shooketh. He was like, they didn't even have powers.
Right.
And they just embarrassed me in front of my friends.
Yeah. Was that Civil War when Okoye told Black Widow to move? That was in Civil War.
I was like,
move,
man, I want to see that.
Or you will be moved.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think T'Challa was like, as much as I would love, to see this, we have some places to be.
Right.
But and that's the lady who in Captain Falcon just embarrassed that man. Like, she put him on drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm pretty sure in the next Black Panther movie to come out, like, we're gonna see more and more from the Dora Milaje.
I think you're right, Jordan. I think they're gonna dive into Ta-Nehisi Coates' run, and they kind of did for the first one, but Ta-Nehisi Coates, his story dives really deep into the Dora Milaje and, like, the relationships between, because there's a few people like dating each other, and it's a whole story. They could have a whole show, honestly, and I would be all day. All day long.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to focus on everyone outside of Black Panther, obviously, since
Exactly.
Chadwick Boseman died.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll be seeing more Okoye in the future. I hope
I
she
hope she
sticks
gets
around
her
the
own.
MCU.
Yeah, I hope she gets her own show. That'd be dope. She got a Disney Plus show. That'd be dope.
Oh, it'd be so great. I just know the fight choreography would be everything.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, amazing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So number fives now. It's a movie we already mentioned before, was Captain America: Winter Soldier. Yeah, all the same things Spencer was saying. Like, Winter Soldier put on a phenomenal show. The choreography was just amazing. The fight between Cap and Winter Soldier with that knife, he's just like flips
Yeah,
the
when they
knife
was in the
air.
street and there was
Oh,
knifing. Oh my God.
that was great. That was such great choreography. And you get the little teaser with when Cap throws the shield at Winter Soldier, and then Winter Soldier catches it, and like he just left Cap there saying like, damn, like this dude, he really about this life.
Right.
And what's the name? Stan. What's the Winter Soldier's real name? Stan something.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, Sebastian
Oh, okay.
Stan. Shout out to him for being a great Winter
You don't know
Soldier.
nobody name, do you?
Nope, I really don't. That's why when it comes to stuff like who would you want to be like a fan favorite cast, I'm like, bro, I don't be knowing these people. I do not be knowing these actors. If you're in the X-Men movies, oh, I can't even say that. Even if you're in the X-Men movies, I probably still don't know you.
That's funny.
But yeah, Winter Soldiers, like I said, we talked about it, and great. Excited for the next Captain America. See what that's about.
Okay. Number 5 for me is Logan.
Ooh.
I mean, Logan made me think about watching Westerns.
Me too.
Like,
me too.
Logan was just a really good Western. And I was like, if this is Westerns, then they might have me. Like,
yeah. Did you? I bought the Blu-ray, and on the Blu-ray, you could watch it in black and white, so it would be just like a Western.
Oh, like that grainy.
Yeah, and they made it just like that. I was like, oh man, this was great.
Yeah, but Logan was just really good. It was rated R like it needed to be. They, addressed like Charles aging.
Yeah.
And him like essentially like having dementia. And it's like for
a psychic,
really powerful telepath to get dementia is really dangerous.
Right.
And it was so good.
Yeah, that made him look real weathered in the movie too. Like he was skinny and beat down.
They did. And then whenever we saw like our Wolverine and then we saw the clone they made of him, I was like, oh, this Wolverine is a fucking problem.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Because he not dying.
Right.
He's an issue. We need to stop him. Somebody needs to do something.
And also the fact we got to see X-23 too. Like she was really great.
And that's the thing. There has been a theme of, disgruntled, older, tired man takes on young child and has to like protect them and survive. Like we've seen that several times, including we just saw it in Obi-Wan. This was the best version of that to me. This was the best version of disgruntled old man reluctantly takes on child. There's a wilderness involved, whether it be a desert or a forest or something that they have to traverse. And, the bond that is formed between disgruntled older man and child and, all of it was just, it was really good. If you haven't seen Logan, you need to.
Yeah. Also,
like it was Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
And one more thing. In Wolverine, the second Wolverine movie, old girl who was telling futures and shit, she was like, I saw you.
Oh, with your heart in your hand.
You're gonna be covered in blood on your back with your heart in your hand. And then we saw this movie.
Yeah.
He was on his back, covered in blood, holding X-23's hand. And I was like, oh, the full circle. They did it. They didn't even have to do that, but they did it.
I need to watch. You making me want to watch Logan again.
I have to watch it. Yeah, I was like, the fact that they brought that back around town. Oh yeah.
And I just love seeing Wolverine rated R
That's
because
what it should be.
it makes no sense for
Exactly.
this man to have claws that can literally cut through anything. And the only time he's fighting in the X-Men movies against robots when he really gets to see him do his thing. And if he stabs a regular person, you don't see
Yeah, you don't
anything.
even see it. Yeah, you don't
In
even
this
see it.
one, you seeing
Or he stabs
shit
somebody
fall
who
off.
can heal.
Yeah. In this
Like-
one, you seeing legs cut off, arms cut off, faces getting slashed. It was great. And also it was kind of one of those characters where I say Hugh Jackman did an amazing job where you can't see anyone else playing
Right.
this character.
Oh yeah, Hugh Jackman has like the fact that Hugh Jackman said, "I'm not being Wolverine anymore." I was like, all right, no more Wolverine.
I know,
Right.
man.
Like
But
that's it.
I know.
And I know they're gonna find somebody to do it because they're gonna have to or whatever. But like, the good thing is this is not a Joker situation where there's just gonna be 1,000 of them.
True.
But yeah, like whenever Hugh Jackman was like, "I'm done," I was like, "Well, I don't know if I want to see another Wolverine. Like,
Yeah,
I don't need to. I'm good."
It's funny because he also said that he wouldn't play Wolverine again unless it was an MCU. But at the time, nobody thought that Disney was going to buy
absolutely.
Fox. So he
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure that's when Disney was like, "Write it up."
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, write it up.
Bob Iger was like,
I
yeah,
don't
we
care
might-
how
we
much
might need
it
to get
costs.
Fox.
Get it.
Yeah.
I think that's when
Get it
Disney
done.
decided, like, all right, that's what you're gonna say. All right,
Right.
be careful what you wish for.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, Logan was amazing. All right, Brandon, what's yours? Number 5.
Number 5, I have Iron Man 1. Iron Man like changed the game, obviously, historically for the MCU, but just seeing the suit, because I remember when the video game came out, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's like it's an open world.
That shit was fire.
Bro, I can just fly around. I was just like, yo, this is wild. And then the movie, I was just like, yo, they hit everything perfectly. Like, I love, because as a kid, I love watching the Iron Man animated series. One of the most fire intros of all time, by the way. But yeah, like, obviously Robert Downey Jr., that was kind of our first time seeing him as Tony Stark, and he obviously just stole the show. They saw they could put the MCU on his back. And yeah, man, we got War Machine, a different version.
Terrence Howard, man.
He fucked up, man.
Yeah, that
man,
man,
he
you're gonna
fucked
regret
up.
that for years to come. Yeah. But
Obadiah Stane.
yeah, Obadiah, like, just an outstanding movie. Like, just the suits, everything was on point. All the CGI was on point. Everything was great. And like, I just really enjoyed that movie. I watched it when I was doing my MCU rewatch. I was like, damn, man, like, this one caught me. Because, when you do your rewatch, you're like, all right, I just got to get through some of these. But that one, I was like, damn, that one stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I remember when Robert Downey Jr. was like having his legal things.
Yeah.
And somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody said to me, like, Robert Downey Jr. is a brilliant actor. He just can't get his shit together.
Yeah.
And then he got his shit together.
Absolutely.
And he's had it ever since.
Because that's one thing, like, Disney doesn't usually take risks on folks.
Yeah.
So evidently Disney knew that he was a brilliant actor, and Disney figured, no, we got some paperwork for you to fill out. You're going to keep your shit together.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr., he made Iron Man relevant. He made Tony Stark relevant in the Marvel.
100% agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
agree.
He was a bench player before, but now you got to put him up there with Cap, with all of the greats. So yeah, that was mine.
So kind of like we talked about, can you see anyone else being Tony Stark?
Nope.
Today, no.
Yeah, me neither.
He better not touch that.
Like, honestly, I kind of don't like it when other people voice him in like cartoons. Like,
Bro, same.
Like, I'm kind of used to it now, but like, I'm like, you're just not.
Bro, the Avengers video game, when they first showed him, like, where the fuck Robert Downey Jr.? Get this dude out here, man. I don't want this video game dude. So bring Robert in, man. It's like, I literally can't see anyone else being him.
I forgot to add another crying moment for myself. This has to do with Endgame, but it has to do with Tony. When Tony was talking to Howard Stark, when they was talking about, bruh, that one guy, and he couldn't tell him, like, I'm your son, but he had to have like around the way conversations. Bruh, that one got me.
Yeah.
But
Great scene.
Yeah, outstanding. I think that's one of the more underrated scenes MCU wise. But yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay. You got something else to add, Spencer?
I was gonna say in Endgame, now that I have a kid, the I
Yeah.
love you 3000.
It's a little different.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Because that's the
Tell
thing.
me.
It hit me then, like before I had
Yes.
a kid. But now that I have a kid, when
Yes.
I love you 3000, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I
That whole
felt-
movie.
I felt
That
that.
whole movie hits you different when you have a kid because you're like, Tony got to make this decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
Based
never going
on
to see his kid again if
exactly.
he F messes this up.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
you can rest now.
Oh man,
bro, you about to start me again.
we're about to pause this for a moment, have a little cry right quick.
Oh God.
I need to watch. I can't wait till I get to that in my rewatch because I'm gonna be over here just in my feelings.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're crying, making a
Yeah,
scene.
just yeah.
Okay, we on number 4.
Yep.
My number 4 is actually the first X-Men movie.
You like the first one more than the second one?
I did, only because it's probably nostalgia glasses.
Okay.
Being that I was so young and I love the X-Men. And I remember the first time I watched it, my uncle actually had it on VHS. It was like on the cusp between DVDs coming out and having it on VHS. So I remember watching it, and they was like one of the first people I knew who had the big booty TVs, the big big booty TVs.
Yeah.
Big booty TVs.
Yeah,
That's
and
what they
it was
were.
probably, yeah, it really was. And it was probably like at the time it was probably like a 40-inch. And like I said, that was the biggest
That was
TV
probably
I've
the
seen
biggest
at that
TV.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to watch on there, and I just remember the first time seeing Wolverine. I'm just like, they did it. Like, they brought this dude to life. Like, I was literally blown out of my mind. And also just seeing Cyclops and getting to see, you know, Rogue and Jean Grey, like getting to see all these characters that I kind of grew up on through the cartoons, like getting to see them for the first time in live action. And also, I mean, technically, I mean, I've seen Blade, but like I said, I didn't know it was a Marvel comic book movie. So technically, this would have been my first my first like live action superhero movie. So I just love the movie. Like I said, X2 is definitely better, but this one has more of a special place in my heart. Seeing Storm, like, oh man, it was just such a great movie.
That's the one thing I liked about X-Men 3 is the fact that they like let her fly.
Yeah.
Because in X-Men 1 and 2, like she was pretty grounded. But in X-Men 3, like they let her fly and like do some stuff. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's what upset me about those movies is like, can y'all, because I had been playing X-Men video games, and you know, Storm had been my favorite, like from Jump Street.
Right.
And so I was like, can she do something? Yeah. Please?
Yeah. But also just seeing Mystique and Magneto as well. Like seeing Mystique transform into
that was
like
really well
else.
done.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Like that was probably the first time I remember thinking like, ooh, those special effects are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the way that she would like zip.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the craziest part, like I just remember, like always sticks out of my head is seeing I think it was Senator Kelly, he kind of turned into that goop and just kind of slide through and just kind of disappeared. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, what the hell was that? Like at the time, I mean, I wasn't aware of like comic book stories or anything like that. So I didn't know what was going on. And seeing Magneto, like, seeing him throw Wolverine, just great. Just great. So yeah, that's my number 4.
All right. My number 4 is Man of Steel.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
I loved Man of Steel so much. I quote Zod in that movie. Here we go. I'm going to give you some of my favorite Zod quotes. You won't kill us yourself. You wouldn't sully your hands, but you'll damn us to a black hole for eternity. Jor-El was right. You're a pack of fools. Every last one of you. And you believe your son is safe? I will find him. I will reclaim what you have taken from us.
Oh yeah, that's when they're in front of the little judges and all that. Yeah.
Man, Spencer
I
in his
will
acting
find
bag
him.
right there, huh?
I will find him, Laura.
Zod was an outstanding villain.
He was so
Underrated villain.
good. And I mean, I was bred to be a warrior, Cal.
Yeah.
Trained my entire life to master my senses. Where did you train? On a farm?
My man was hating out there, huh?
If you love these people so much, you can mourn for them. Oh, Zod, he was so good in that movie.
Yeah.
Like Zod, oh, he was too much.
I really enjoyed the flashbacks in that movie. I liked seeing like him in the bus and end up saving all the kids in the bus. I enjoyed seeing him as an adult. He's like saved all those people on the like oil rig or something in the ocean. Like I enjoyed like all the flashbacks. To me, that made the movie very special to me. Man of Steel is definitely one of the DC movies that I do like. I did enjoy. I even bought the Blu-ray. I forgot about that. I had the Blu-ray.
Oh,
look at you
spending money.
I know. I completely forgot about that until you just said like I was
Damn.
back in the day. I was like buying Blu-rays all the time. Like I still have all my Blu-rays.
Well, that's because we didn't have streaming like we do now.
Yeah,
so that's what you did.
Yeah.
Like I have a cousin. He has a theater room and he has shelves and shelves of Blu-rays.
See, and it's crazy. I don't even have a Blu-ray player like in my upstairs. Like I need to go and try to find a Blu-ray player just so I can watch some of those movies.
Do you have an Xbox?
Yeah, but it's like downstairs, and I don't feel like moving around and all that.
Got it. I say Xbox, PS4. That's like, I mean, I just use my Xbox to play Blu-rays, but yeah, Man of Steel. I enjoyed that movie so much, and I like Zod was too much. If he had said at any point, kneel before Zod, then it may have been higher, but the fact that he didn't is fine because he was a very different Zod.
How was he different? Just curious.
Well, this Zod was more of a warrior whose sole purpose was to. Oh, matter of fact, we could have rebuilt Krypton in the squalor.
Oh man, got another quote coming.
The reason I exist is for my people. Every action that I take, no matter how cruel or how violent, is for the greater good of my people.
How many times he didn't watch this movie?
And now, I have no people. So this Zod was trying to secure the survival of his people, whereas the other Zod was more arrogant tyrant.
Mm-hmm.
That's why rise before Zod, kneel before Zod. Like that was his whole thing.
He's also in isn't he in what's the name of the show I watched? Superman and Lois. Yeah,
probably. I don't know for sure, but
yeah, I believe that's him.
Okay. I haven't watched it. I know. Yeah, I haven't watched it, so I don't know. I would imagine he is because he's one of the only that's a supervillain that like Superman got to work for that meal.
Yeah.
Now
it was good,
and it's a very much the same formula as you're fighting somebody who has your same powers.
Yeah,
because he's also a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Zod is a problem because it's a very similar situation of like Zod don't give a fuck about nobody.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Zod in that movie says, Cal, this ends one of two ways. Either you die or I do.
Yeah.
Like that Zod wasn't playing no games. So yeah, so good. I know that I misquoted that last Zod speech, and
I'm pretty sure nobody gonna call you out on that one.
If somebody might, I know somebody will, but it was either way. I love that movie so much. I didn't, and that's the thing. I love it because I just quote Zod all over the place.
Yeah,
like Zod is the reason I say heresy.
I remember that part. I remember that.
Well, Brandon, what you got?
Number 4, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I am not a
That's the second or first one.
It's the first one.
Okay.
I'm not a Spider-Man fan. I've laid this out on this podcast before. Not a just never been a character I've liked, or not necessarily. I don't relate to him, but I don't need to relate to all characters. But just never was interested. But Homecoming like captured everything I would want from a Spider-Man film. And you know me, I love a coming of age story, so it touched on that, and then it just touched on like a kid trying to figure it out, like trying to figure out this new suit, looking up to Tony. It just was an outstanding movie. The taxi there was a car scene when like he finds out like dude is the villain, but he's also the father of the girl he's going on a date with.
Oh yeah.
They were going to prom.
Bruh.
Well, because
Yeah.
whenever he opened the door, he was like, "Oh, you must be Peter," and Peter was shook. He was
That
like,
whole thing, yeah.
it was so awkward. And then whenever Michael Keaton figured it out,
Yeah. Michael
like-
Keaton.
He did a great
so damn
job.
good.
Yeah,
So
he did a
damn
great
good.
job.
Like that
was like-
whole scene, I was
Yeah.
tense. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
hold on, I just want to talk to him for a minute.
exactly. Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh,
yeah, I was like, oh damn.
I don't know what to do.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy that movie. Sometimes I'll catch it on TV on FX. You know, they play all this shit, and yeah, I'll watch it all the way through. Just a great movie. I did not like Spider-Man 2. What was that? Not Spider-Man 2. What was that? Far From Home.
Yes, Far From Home
Yeah,
is
the
the
one
second.
that
Jake
they're like
Gyllenhaal.
traveling.
Yeah,
they're
yeah, I
traveling
did
and
not.
stuff. Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
I mean, it's another like I hate Tony Stark.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, number 4 for me, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay. We have now entered the top 3. So my number 3, I'm not going to spend a long time on this one because obviously we talked about this one before. But Endgame is my number 3. And like I said, we mentioned everything. Endgame was just a very great movie, especially coming a year after Infinity War, and just to kind of see the follow up in the end of the saga for this entire, 20 years, 15 years of movie, 10 years of movie, however long it was. So it was great to kind of see everything come to an end. Everyone did a great job in the movie. So yeah, not spending a long time on that one. Endgame on number 3. Spencer?
The predecessor. My number 3 is Infinity War.
Nice.
I
Okay.
liked Infinity War more than I liked Endgame.
It's more rewatchable. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Infinity War. It did everything right. I feel like there weren't any things that I was like. I mean, there were a couple of like I had to suspend my disbelief,
Right.
because I was like, really? That's okay.
Yeah.
So I had to, I was able to put that away for this movie.
Same.
I loved Ebony Maw. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
rejoice
Yeah.
And
as you are about to become victims of Thanos.
Yeah.
we speaking of Thanos, we just saw him put the hands on Hulk.
He didn't have to
my
piece him up like
God.
that. He embarrassed him in front of his friends.
Bro, he beat
Like,
the brakes off that.
He was
dude.
like, we have a Hulk, and then Hulk, started going in, and then dude, the big one, was about to say something, and then Ebony Maw was like,
Yeah.
let him have his fun, and he pieced his ass up.
I'm gonna need somebody to do. Have you guys seen that TikTok sound of like let him up, and you just see him getting. You just hear the sound effects and beat. I need somebody to like dub that over that fight scene.
Like
Yeah.
he pieced, had him scared to show his face.
Yeah,
That was
Right.
so
Time to
upsetting. That was
Like-
so upsetting for me because I'm a whole guy, and so I
Yeah.
was just like, God, damn, come on, you got to beat his ass like that. I'm
Like, no,
bro,
he-
and since then Hulk
he
been on the downfall.
Embarrassed him like
Yes.
because when it happened, I was like, you didn't have to do him like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he pieced his ass up. It was
Boy,
it was
went from
embarrassing.
green to purple real fast. But
And that's the thing, like,
them
when-
spots on them.
When Thanos did that, that's what I needed to know what I was dealing with. Like
Yeah.
Right,
that
yeah.
scene was what led me. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this
It was
this
definitely
dude-
needed.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do about him, because if he pieced up the big one like that, like what, y'all don't have answers for that.
Right.
And
right.
he got a squad. Like
Exactly.
like the fact that these powerful people are following him, like
Yeah. The Black Order was great in this movie too.
This isn't
The
looking
Black
good.
Order.
This isn't looking good for y'all. Like, I see when he said I'll do it myself, I was like, okay. When he did it himself, I was like, oh shit.
He meant that.
Yeah, I was like, this is not good. I don't like the fact that the first person to die was Idrissa. Because we are aware that oftentimes in movies, the first person to die is usually black. Wasn't a big fan of that, but okay.
Had to put him down. They put him down real fast.
Whenever he said to Loki, no more revives.
Yeah, exactly.
No more respawns, no more comebacks. We're not doing that shit. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Game over. Yeah, like I was like, oh, it's been 8 minutes, and he's killed 2 people.
2 people,
and that's the thing.
And beat the shit out the Hulk.
Like we didn't even see him slaughter Asgard.
Yeah, I was gonna say destroy Asgard. Yeah,
but yeah, I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. I'm actually nervous. Right. I don't know what they're gonna do about him, and they just pieced everything together so well. Again, this is the movie where people be hating on Wong, and I was like, no, Wong had a job to do.
Yeah, he had to get up out of there.
Yeah, he had to protect the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Exactly.
But yeah, Doctor Strange got snatched up.
Yeah.
You good?
I don't know what happened, bro. My mic just started tipping over. Like, tipping over full folds.
But yeah, it was a really good movie, and it was not like it didn't go like I expected. Like I was like, oh, the villain is not about to win. That's not a thing that happens in these movies. Thanos won. Like he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. He LeVar Balled that thing. Like, he set an objective, and people didn't like him for it, but by God, he did it.
He did it.
He got the job done.
Yeah.
And that you should have aimed for the head. And again, and the thing is, I'm wearing this shirt on purpose. So
the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, my Infinity Gauntlet shirt I'm wearing on purpose.
Great story.
Whenever Winter Soldier disappeared, I said to myself, okay, these 4 are safe. Everybody else is fair game. Because again, I didn't think he was going to do it. But when he did it, and then people started disappearing, I was like, okay, who are we still going to have?
Right, yeah.
I knew we were going to have Tony. I knew we were going to have Thor. I knew we were going to have Hulk. I knew we were going to have Captain America. I assumed we would have Black Widow and Hawkeye because they were, in the 2012 movie.
Right.
But I figured anybody else is fair game. I have no idea how this is going to go. And I really didn't want to lose the Black Panther.
It was, I want to say this, it was really great to be able to sit on that for a year. Like you knew in your mind, like, damn, he killed these people. And for an entire year, you really thought like, that's it.
Yeah, and they executed that perfectly.
Whenever I took my mom to see that movie, she was shook afterward. Like she was like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, I don't understand. I don't know what to. She was not okay.
Right.
And I had to watch Endgame before she did to make sure that it was going to be okay before she went and saw it.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Infinity War, I just feel like they did it right. It was one of the best executions that I have seen. And it was it was very, very good.
Brandon, what's your number 3?
Number 3 for me, enjoyable. We're gonna specifically enjoyable, right?
This is your list. This is your list.
My list.
What's in your heart?
In my heart, my day one, the 8-year-old Brandon.
I was wondering when this pick was going to come. Man. I was wondering.
You know what I'm about.
Yeah,
I'm a loyal guy. Power Rangers, but the 2017 movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously I enjoyed the 1995 movie Mighty Morphin. It was great, but it was the same team from the TV shows. It was just everything souped up to a movie budget, and it was cool. You know, Ivan Ooze and all that. That was dope. But the 2017 kind of like made me, because you know Mighty Morphin, as far as Power Rangers are concerned, it's like it was cool, but if you go back and rewatch it, it's not very good. It's just nostalgia. But 2017 movie kind of leaned into the nostalgia, but also created some new characters. Like Billy is a black guy. He's autistic. The dude who played Billy in that is amazing. He's probably like
good.
So good. Like he's the standout of the movie, honestly. Um, and like they just did a really good job of like modernizing the characters, like bringing them to 2017 at that time, making them teenagers who are living in that world at that modern time. And yeah, man, like I enjoy that movie so much. That movie is so underrated. I think because it's Power Rangers, people go, man, I ain't gonna watch that. You know what I mean? But if
Yeah.
you just sit down and watch it, just throw it on, bro, it's a good movie. Like legit. Everybody I've ever talked to that's seen it, they're like, I walked in and was like, yo, this is gonna be garbage. And then walked out, was like, oh, I had a good time. You know what I mean?
Because I saw that movie, and you know, I don't have a Power Rangers base at all.
Right.
But I went in there with that on purpose because I did the same thing with the remake of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And with Transformers. Like I wanted to go in there blind so that I could view it just as it was. Right. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah, man. Like, and the sad part is, at the end, they do a really good job. They don't throw Tommy in there just to get fans in there. No, they do a really good job of teasing it. And then at the end, you see Tommy's green jacket. You're like, in the detention, and you're like, oh, he gonna be in Power Rangers too. Now, unfortunately, all that got scrapped. They're gonna do a new Power Rangers movie with the whole total new cast, all that stuff. But I just thought they did a really good job of telling a story. And you know, Rita Rasputin, whatever George says.
Rita Rasputin.
Yeah. Rita Repulsa was really good. She was actually, they switched it and made her the old Green Ranger when, and that's actually not canon, but they did that, and that was a cool little touch. And I forgot my dude who played Zordon. I forgot my dude's name.
Pretty sure it was Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, yeah. Bryan Cranston played it well because Zordon is an asshole. Zordon is a straight up asshole. He's no help whatsoever. Never has, never been. Tommy be like, all right, the world is burning down. What can you do? He'd be like, you know, hey, you know, do your best. And they'd be just like, bro, like, help us. We're teenagers. Like, help us. He's an asshole. So he did a really good job on that. So yeah, Power Rangers 2017. I think it's on Hulu, I believe.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I told Brandon, like, that's one of the ones I do need to watch.
Like, it's a good movie, bro. Like, if you just go into it just like watching a movie, it's a good movie. You'll have a good time.
Yeah, I think since talking to Brandon, like my interest for Power Rangers has been piqued. Because I'll text him, I'll send him videos, and like, yo, you seen this? And like, yeah, I've seen this. Like, he knew this, or he'll send me a video, or like more recently, like I was playing a Power Ranger video game. I was like, yo, like this is kind of cool. Like, so yeah, I think my interest has been more peaked.
Real fans have that power. Like, if you're a real fan of something, you can make somebody want to be a fan too.
Yeah, bro. Like, and that's the thing. I think, like, bro, it's the longest lasting franchise out there, bro. It's been going since 1992, 93. It's like 30 years old. And there's so many different seasons. Like, for me, like, again, I said, like, there's people who are Mighty Morphin fans to the day they die. They will never change. And there's people who are fans of Ninja Storm and all these different things when they were a kid and kind of caught hold of it. And that's what makes it great. It's not, you're not walking into it and it's all the same thing. It's a connective tissue story, but there's a bunch of different types of Power Rangers and groups. So you can just catch one that you love, cool. You like that one, you might not like the other one. But yeah, it's just a great franchise that needs to get more respect. I hope it gets to the level that the MCU and all these other great franchises do.
Yeah. Man, I feel like the Power Rangers would have to get, they need to get like another big major a big major hit. Like, if they can get another big major hit, get it like a real good director, get some really good actors, like I feel like they can start their own little MCU.
Yeah, we're heading in the right direction. We got a new dude who's kind of the Kevin Feige of the Power Rangers universe because Hasbro bought it, wanted it. E1 Entertainment, whatever they're called, and they're gonna make, instead of just making it a live action series, because that's all it's ever been. They're making an animated series. They're gonna make a movie. They're gonna make a live action series for kids, but then also, a show for kind of older adults. Because Power Rangers, bro, in the shows, they never would talk about, okay, what's Jason's life at home? Like in the comics, they talk about like there's domestic issues at home and he's having to deal with that while also being the leader of the Power Rangers. Like he's going through all kinds of shit in his head because he got stuff going on at home. Like they don't touch on that because it's a kid's show, but there's obviously a lot of stuff you can delve into in an older show. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 2. Once again, I mean, we've mentioned it already, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but it was coming. My favorite character by far to any other character, Logan. Like we like I said, we talked about it before. Seeing this version of Wolverine is something that I've always wanted, and even the video game. I remember there was a video game adaptation of Wolverine Origins, where that was a really good game.
Yeah.
And once again, he's like slicing up everybody. And this is what that reminded me of. Like I just love seeing the rawness of this character. I love seeing the old man. He's at this point in his life. I mean, he's literally seen everything.
I was gonna ask, is this the sort of like comic book wise, is this the old man Logan kind of story?
Yeah. So this is their version of
it's spun off of it.
Yeah, this is their version of it.
Loosely based on.
Yeah, the X-Men, the X-Men are dead in this universe, and in the comic they die a different way. But they also play with it in this movie where he doesn't know. If I remember right, he doesn't remember. Oh, he does remember what happens to the X-Men, but Professor X doesn't.
Okay.
So,
and I think in that movie, Charles is the one who did it, right? Like Charles had an episode.
I didn't want to tell. I don't know. Tell the people, but Charles is the one who actually killed the X-Men in this movie. And that's because of his dementia. Like he didn't do it on purpose. It's just sort of a side effect that had happened.
And you'll like in the movie, you see what happens when he has an episode, and you'll see like the people around him being affected by it. Like it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't take like the Hulk situation and like what Hawkeye's got going on. Like they don't take those things from the old man Logan story because they didn't have access to those characters, but also that's real dark.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like what Hulk?
Quick shout out to another podcast.
Your boy.
This is an official Marvel podcast, but it's called Marvel's Wastelanders, and they tell the story of Old Man Logan in a different way than the comics, but it's really good. They tell the story of Old Man Logan. They tell the story of Old Man Star-Lord, because this is like a whole universe, mind you, like the Old Man thing. Old Man Hawkeye gets his own story. Old Woman Black Widow gets her own story. So these are like podcasts that Marvel actually puts on themselves. And the sound effect, you can, like, if you have 2 headphones in, you can literally hear everything in the background. So you'll hear people talking, you'll hear stuff like being tapped on, hear people walking. The quality of the podcast is amazing. So I definitely like recommend people to go check those out.
So that's like audiobook level.
Yeah. No, it really is. And actually, so Wolverine was the one who kicked off their whole podcast universe. So yeah, I love Wolverine. I love the movie Logan. And like I said, it made me want to go and watch Westerns just because it felt like a Western. So yeah, that's my number 2. Spencer, what about you?
That's a good number 2. Captain America Civil War. I just enjoyed that movie so much. I was, again, surprised at how much I enjoyed that movie. I actually, like later on, was like, I'm really glad that I got to see Winter Soldier and Civil War like in the same week for the first time.
Damn, that'd been good.
Yeah, like because it was and that might be why I liked Civil War so much, because I was coming off of Winter Soldier.
Off a high.
Yeah, but it was so good. It just everything about it, the fact that Zemo was behind the scenes just scheming and lurking and doing
he did a really
stuff.
Good job as a villain in that movie.
He framed Winter Soldier for the death of T'Chaka, which caused T'Challa to like have a vendetta. Yeah, and that was the first time we'd seen Black Panther. That was another, like, for me, the first time we had seen him, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it's my nigga. Let's
They
go.
made him look good in that movie too.
Yeah, he looks so good. I love a running scene. I love when them boys be running.
Yeah.
The three of them boys was chopping.
Yeah.
Like, oh, them boys was running. In Infinity War, they was running to like.
That was great in Infinity
I don't
War.
know what it is.
Cap. I mean,
he dusted him a little bit. You think he dusted Black Panther a little bit?
Cap dusted him a little bit. You know what
I mean,
he said, "Come here, here. I got this."
Got the old man speed. That's what that is,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know them boys was running, like running past cars.
Right. Right.
But yeah, the fight scene was really good, and during the fight scene, I was like, somebody do something about Wanda. Somebody, she is in the way.
Right.
Like, somebody do something. And Vision was useless. So fucking just useless. Tony got jumped.
Tony definitely got jumped in that movie.
Yeah, he got jumped.
Yeah, he got jumped for sure.
Yeah, like
he's getting his ass.
They jumped him. Like there wasn't a lot he could do. And they were both like Winter Soldier almost did, like it wasn't quite, but he almost did a Jackie Chan, like, I don't want trouble.
Yeah.
And then just started beating his ass.
Yeah.
Which was fucked up. Like that whole scene was messed up. Like,
oh, man.
It was. And that's the thing. Like I liked that movie because of how like conflicted I was. And I was Team Tony in that movie. I was like, I don't which Captain America, I get where you're coming from. Like, yes, you should be free to do what you want, but also y'all broke some shit.
Yeah.
Like y'all caused some problems. And there should probably be an overseer of some kind, because if I'm a regular person, I want y'all to have some supervision.
Agreed. Yeah. I think I'm a team. Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, well, you go. I'm gonna go comic book wise, but yeah, you go.
I was team Cap. Like I'm a roll with Steve Rogers all day. I do agree that does need to be checks and balances and accountability, but I also think who was running that, like the captain, like they like this. I think it was the sergeant. Like they was just on they had some different
that was
agendas.
And
different.
And that's a problem. Like he was right in that, like they could order us to go to Malaysia and just obliterate their government. Yeah, like they could do that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. The problem is we're dealing with people, because at any point, Captain, you could decide that same thing.
That's true.
So,
I was team Cap too. But if this was in real life, I'd be Team Iron Man. So,
but yeah, I was team, because whenever Tony found out that he did kill his parents,
that's what I was gonna say. Like I was Team Cap until that moment. I was like, bro, that is messed up, my boy. Like there's no getting around that. If I was Tony, I would have never forgave him for that.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, and then when Captain America was like, he wasn't himself. I have to protect my friend.
I'm like, nah, fuck that. Fuck you and your friend.
Fuck that.
Yeah. There'd be no Avengers from that day forward. No, you are.
And that was the first time I remember seeing the like de-aging technology where they made like a young Robert Downey Jr.
Did a really good job.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, that's Robert Downey Jr. in 1991. Oh my God.
I think that might have been the first time for everybody seeing that technology.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so that, like, Civil War, just for me, it was so good.
Yeah, I think real quick to get in my comic book thing, because if I can shout out comic books, I can. The first Civil War in the comics, excellent, outstanding. Like I definitely recommend people, if you enjoyed the movie, go check out the real event. It was such a great event. Things went a little bit different, but obviously they took a couple things from the movie. The whole Captain America fighting Tony Stark thing straight from the comics. It was an amazing book.
I also recommend playing
Ultimate Alliance too.
I was just about to say that. Yep. I was just about to bring that up. Yep.
Because like you can get that on.
And it played out basically the same exact way as the comics did.
Yeah, like that game is why I know what Civil War was.
Exactly. Same.
True. Yeah.
I was like, what team am I going to be on? Like, But yeah.
And of course, you do both.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, which one do I do?
Video
first?
games. Yeah.
So
all right. Well, we on number one.
Brandon's got to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
My
number
bad,
two.
Brandon. My bad,
Damn,
Brandon.
bro. Damn,
No,
bro.
I'm trying to put you off, no dog.
Yeah, my fault. Number two, I think the most underrated movie in MCU history, Avengers. Like, it started it all, and
Is it underrated?
extremely. Now, when you're talking about like
Now it
Avengers
is.
movies,
Oh, now it is.
like people don't put enough respect on like, bro. At that time, you didn't put that many superheroes in one movie. That was not even thought of. That was not even like, wait a minute, you're gonna put
Yeah, that
all
wasn't on
these
the table.
people. Yeah, that was just like, no, we're taking too much time away from people. No, we're not doing that. But the way they did that in Avengers, it was the catalyst to then do everything else they did.
Yeah.
Like they executed that so well. That as a Hulk fan, that was Hulk. Everything after that, bullshit. I don't even know what character that was. But at that point, when he said, "I'm always angry," bro,
Oh, and punch
almost
that flying thing. That
almost
was
ran
raw.
around the theater, bro. Like I was so damn hyped. Like
Yeah, when Captain America was like, and Hulk, he was like, what?
Yeah.
Smash.
Exactly.
And
bro,
Hulk was like, say less. That was the say less moment for me.
Bro, they got everything right about Hulk. The little like screaming in the background, like it's kind of his background music. That's from the old Hulk animated series. Like they did him perfectly at that point. I think if Joss Whedon's understood like the importance of Hulk, Joss Whedon's an asshole, and like we get why he's not part of this stuff anymore. But he nailed the Avengers. Like you got to put respect on his name as far as nailing the Avengers. Like he did a great job. He did a great job with just like when they were just talking, when it was just Tony up there talking shit, eating, I don't know what he was eating, some berries or some shit.
Yeah, like that guy's playing Galaga.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The camera like pans to the guy. He's just
when they was up in the thing, bro, that whole part, bro.
Was that
the whole movie?
Was that the first billionaire playboy philanthropist? Is that where that line is from?
I think
Oh yeah. He said, what are you without that suit?
Genius
billionaire playboy philanthropist.
No big deal.
Yep.
Yeah, they was out there. That's when you first got that tension, which I love.
Oh yeah.
Like, all of them met
That's
each other for the first
you got to see
time.
that.
Yeah, everything special about you came out of a bottle.
That was a tough line. Bro, that's the thing. I love Steve, but hey man, on the mic, you want no problems.
You do not want those problems.
On the mic, you don't want. It's just like wrestling.
Don't
on the
do
mic, you don't want to. But hey, when we get in this ring, yeah, obviously Steve don't put in that work.
I can do that all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On the mic, you stay away from stay away from Tony. You're gonna put you in the box.
Exactly. You will get embarrassed.
Exactly. But yeah, number two, Avengers. I can watch that movie over, and I've watched it probably 100 times at least.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, my number one.
Oh wait, honorable mentions.
Okay. All right, so we'll just give these honorable mentions. Just 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, real quick.
Okay. My honorable mentions is Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. I really enjoyed that movie. Obviously, we talked about that one. Go check that episode out. My next one is actually Wanted, and that one we can kind of talk. I don't know if that's necessarily a superhero movie. We kind of it might be more of a comic book movie.
I feel like people in it don't have superpowers.
Yeah, but they curve bullets. That's got to be a superpower. I think
that's more like a skill.
Is that a skill? All right, we'll put an asterisk on that one, and then my next one's about to have a big asterisk too. The Old Guard.
Jordan.
I know.
The Old Guard.
Old Guard is fire.
But the Old Guard was not theatrically released.
I know. I got to put an asterisk on it too. I'll
never follow the rules.
I'll never follow the rules.
But I will say, Old Guard.
The Old Guard, it was very good.
And watch it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, I bought the comic books and I read both. There's only two volumes out. I read both volumes. Amazing.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
Those are my three. Spencer, what you got?
You definitely said volumes and not volumes.
Bro, I'll take a volume, trying to get it up.
I don't think that's what volume does.
Yeah, I don't think that's the song. But yeah.
Anyway, tomato.
No.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, honorable mentions. Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, I should have put that one.
I thought they was gonna be on y'all list off top. Like I'm surprised I haven't heard it to this point.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse was very good. I really enjoyed it. and that's a Spider-Man I can get with. Brandon, I'm surprised that, I mean, you like coming of age stories, so I'm surprised that you're not more of a fan of that one.
Of which one?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know what. I honestly do not know what it is. I just didn't connect with the movie.
Just doing for you.
I don't know what it is. And I've told myself I'm going to watch that movie again because either I missed something or I didn't get the call like everybody else got the call. I don't know what it was.
But no, that was a good movie. I enjoy Miles more than I like Peter anyway.
Yeah. Thor Ragnarok. Just straight up comedy.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like.
I know. And we know how we feel about what you think.
Yeah. I'm nervous about this new Thor.
I am excited about it. Luckily, by the time this episode airs, people will have seen it already. So, you'll get an episode on it. Go back and watch it or listen to it. I mean, go back and listen to that. Episode 20. And Days of Future Past.
Oh, really?
I was gonna. I that was on my like potential list. Yeah.
Days of Future Past, because X-Men real hit and miss. But Days of Future Past was really good to me.
Magneto.
I love it when Magneto puts on a show.
Bro, that's my favorite parts of them in all the movies.
Yeah, Magneto. He's always got to put on a show. He's always got to be extravagant. Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender killed it as
so good. Because in the third one, he moved the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's like, why? You didn't need to do that. And in this one, he picked up a stadium.
Yeah. I mean, that's just literally showing how strong Magneto
that's what I'm saying.
is.
Like, just putting on a show for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, also the fact that they sent Wolverine back in time, the fact that they like kept repeating these moments because they were trying to survive, the fact that the Sentinels were like built on the fact that Mystique killed Bolivar Trask, and that caused the spiraling down, and like that concept was really good. I have never been a fan of like making Mystique a good guy just because it's Jennifer Lawrence.
Right.
Agreed.
Or even important for them, man.
Yeah, because like Mystique is supposed to be just in the shadows and just dastardly.
Agreed.
She's supposed to be dastardly. And they made her a good guy, and I couldn't get behind that. But and also one weird thing about that movie is that she was Stryker at the end, and
and then our next one, I don't remember, they didn't do anything with that, did they?
Yeah, like she was Stryker in the end, and so I'm like, so Mystique, are you the one who put Wolverine in?
That's what it sounds like. That's what it seemed like. I mean, it was a bunch of nonsense right there.
Yeah, but anyway, I really enjoyed Days of Future Past. So that
what you got, Brandon?
We're doing 3, right?
Yep.
All right. Ant-Man. I really liked Ant-Man. Like the first one, really enjoyed it. I thought they executed the story really well. The like changing of side, like the action scenes were so good in that movie. So good. Civil War. Obviously, I just thought they pulled off the appearances, the new people coming in, really well. And here's another one, random ones. These are for all my like '90s kids. Star Kid. If y'all remember Star Kid, it was a movie where an alien came down, and it was this little white boy, and then the alien like opened itself up and was kind of like a machine almost, and the kid would go inside of it and then could like control it, and they would like go around saving people. It was dope. It was very like obscure, but it was a good movie, low key. So I suggest people check it out. But yeah, those are my top 3 honorable mentions.
Okay. My number 1, I mean, we've already talked about it, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but the first Avengers movie. I mean, for everything Brandon said, it was that movie, like, was so freaking amazing to see. I remember watching the trailer at least 20 times when that first trailer came out. And to see all these characters on screen, all the accumulation of the movies that we've seen before, they combine all these characters into one. They just did such an amazing job. The story was really great. Seeing Thanos tease for the first time, it was just great. Like we talked about it before, and I don't know what else to say about it besides it was a really, really good movie. And like Brandon said, I can watch that anytime. Put that on. I don't mind sitting down and watching that one.
Exactly.
So it's my number one.
Okay. Okay. I have
Like
never.
this-
Go ahead. Well, no, go ahead.
No, I have a feeling this is gonna be a wild take. Go ahead.
You're gonna say Pootie Tang.
I have never enjoyed a superhero movie more than I enjoyed The Incredibles.
Oh,
The Incredibles was so it was so good. I've seen that movie I don't know how many times. I've watched the little the second disc that has the Jack and all the like stories and recordings of the past heroes. And you know what? The Incredibles is the one movie that is more about family than Fast and Furious. That movie, The Incredibles, is about family.
Yeah.
And I've never enjoyed a superhero movie more than I enjoyed The Incredibles. It was so good. And I didn't even realize it was like, until I made this list, I didn't know I felt that way. And so making this list was like, I surprised myself
Right.
when I put this list together. But Incredibles was the first one I wrote down. Like whenever we decided we're going to do top 10 superhero movies, the fact that it was the first one that I wrote down should have let me know.
Right.
Same for me with the Avengers. Yeah, it was no thought at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I didn't think, I knew it was going to be top 3, but like I really thought about it and I was like, I've never enjoyed a superhero movie more than I enjoyed The Incredibles. Everything about it was just so good.
I agree. It changed the game, honestly. Like it was obviously great animated movies before, but it took it to another. Like grown folks. Like I could get that to my grandma. I could get that to anybody.
My parents didn't watch cartoons. Didn't matter what age group they were for. Like, and my parents loved The Incredibles because it was so good.
It's really smart. It's kind of like you said, it's kind of like, what is that? Not 70s like spy, but like kind of that vibe a little bit, like spy movie.
Yeah,
and
it's a spy thriller almost.
Yeah,
the music was really good. Whenever she was flying that plane and Syndrome was like, oh, all right. Beep. Yeah. And he said, there are children on board. And Syndrome was like, fuck them kids. Like, oh God.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Incredibles. Yeah, I remember like I watched that movie so many times. I low key it used to get stuck in my head. You know when like the DVD was over and then we go back to like the normal page and you can pick like play.
Oh yeah, like your home screen.
Bro, it used to sit there for hours. I just remember every song that would play just because I had watched it so many times and I'd fall asleep. But yeah, that's a great pick. It's a great pick. Number one for me, I think most of y'all know, but if you don't, we've talked about it before. Probably my favorite character in the MCU, Captain America, Winter Soldier. I believe if an alien came down to Earth and he said, hey, I've been hearing about this MCU stuff, right? I don't know the details, but I've been hearing about this MCU crap. And he's like, give me a movie. Give me a movie that I just want to try it out. I'd be like, sir, whatever you want to call it, sir, ma'am, whatever you want me to call you. I want you to watch Civil War because Civil War is one of the greatest. Take out superheroes.
What you said, Winter Soldier.
Oh, Winter Soldier. What did I say?
Civil War. Said Civil War.
I apologize because I typed Civil War the first time. I was like, hell no.
It's funny when you said Captain America. In my mind, I thought you said the first Avengers. So my reaction, I was like,
I knew. Whenever I said Winter Soldier, and then Brandon said we'll talk about it later, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's number one.
Yeah. My bad. Winter Soldier. But yeah, I did type that out earlier and I was like, no, delete. No, I'm not doing that. But yeah, Winter Soldier is one of the greatest like take out superheroes. One of the greatest movies ever. Like if you just want action,
It's a spy thriller.
It's a spy thriller. Like just the Nick Fury scene alone was dope as hell. Like him in the car and like trying to get out and all the gadgets and stuff, as y'all talked about. The elevator scene, amazing. The knife scene, amazing.
Yeah.
Like the movie is just so damn good. I could watch that movie any day of the week. And like I said, that's the movie I would introduce someone with if they just wanted to get in the MCU. Because it's not a lot of powers, not a lot of over the top stuff. It's just great action, hand to hand combat. And so, yeah, Winter Soldiers to me is my most enjoyable, and low key is the best movie. Forget enjoyable, just in general, to me is the best MCU movie.
Yeah. We talked about it ad nauseum. Yeah, really great movie.
Yeah.
Is Winter Soldier the only movie that made it into everyone's top 3 or into everyone's top 10?
Is Avengers in yours?
No.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yep.
Yep, my number 5. Brandon number 1. Your number 3? Was that your number 3?
It was my number 6.
6, yeah. So yeah, it goes to show you that was a great movie.
Yeah, it's the only one that made it into everyone's top 10.
Yeah,
like that speaks to how good it would. Yeah, that so good.
Yeah, I miss Cap, by the way. That just made me miss Steve Rogers talking about that. R.I.P.
Well, that's an episode. That is an episode. I guess let's start by saying that this will be a video enhanced episode. This one will be on YouTube, so be sure to follow us on our YouTube page.
Probably should have told you that at the beginning.
Yeah, I'll go in. I'll go in, and
fine.
I thought about that. I'll go in before the episode, like, hey, check us out on YouTube. So
yeah.
I got us. But yeah, follow us on YouTube at the League of Melanated Gentlemen Podcast. Also follow us on Twitter at the LMG Podcast, the League of Melanated Gentlemen, of course. Yeah, you can interact with us there. Let us know what you think about our episodes. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, just feel free to interact with us there. We're always on there. We always love to interact with people.
We also should mention on Twitter the other day, we kind of got a cool little shout out from a podcast. From a Twitter person called The Skinny. I guess they listened to a bunch of different podcasts, and they really liked. We got the star of the day. They really enjoyed our Star Wars Obi-Wan review.
That definitely made my day.
Yeah, they even specifically said they cracked up when Spencer said the Grand Wizard instead of the Grand Inquisitor. But yeah, like that was dope to see. Like anytime we get feedback from anybody, like critical feedback, whatever it is, like we enjoy interacting with people and like people enjoying the show. So the more we get, the better. So yeah, hit us up if you want to interact with us, talk to us.
Yeah. So we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.